Hey everyone, welcome to our spooky 2023 Pokemon Center Halloween haul, I guess you'd call it. I have several items I want to open today, oversized pin for the Cinema Scares series, and then also the metal wall art, which I'm looking forward to seeing if it's going to be actually worth the price tag, and then some other stuff. So first, I do want to give a huge shout out to our Twitter/X subscribers, and then also our patrons over on Patreon. Thank you all so much. It's super appreciated and helps us make videos like these. So if you're interested, please check out one of the links on screen. Now let's get into the unboxing. You can kind of see which box is which. There is a box here behind Calyrex and Pumpkaboo, and that is the Haunted Village figure. So we'll take a look at the Scary Stories figure here, and then also a Haunted Village figure as well. But I wanted to start with the Cinema Scares oversized pin first, because this is kind of a unique item. First of all, I kind of like the series, but the other thing is that it's quite expensive. I thought this was such a cool thing, but these are actually $25 each. So I think for a lot of fans, that's probably a pretty steep price tag. And I certainly did not buy more than one here. So after the packaging has been removed, you can kind of see that the rubber pins there kind of hold the easel part in, and then once you take that off, I want to flip this around without poking myself. Once you flip that over, you can have just a regular pin that you can put either on a backpack, on your shirt. It is metal, so it is, it's not the lightest thing, but I do think that the two pins there are probably going to hold it. Hopefully the camera focuses. Are probably going to hold it there. Let's get an up close view of this little logo there too. So the official pin, and you have the Pikachu motif. And for the smaller pin, I did choose Muk's Venom Drench. I don't know if you guys like that or not, but I thought that was a very cool little movie poster. Let me know in the comments which one you liked the most out of this art movie poster series. And then now that I have the rubber pin covers, I don't know, pin backs, whatever you want to call them, this has the easel. So you can flip, you can push back the metal prong there, leg, I guess. And, if you wanted to, you could just have it on a desk or wherever you want to place it. I do feel like it doesn't go back very far. I'm a little bit worried about potentially breaking it. Yeah, there's not much range of motion on that third leg. So that is one thing to note. It doesn't feel like the most stable. Like, I feel like, you wouldn't want to put this somewhere where you thought the table was gonna be knocked over. But that's kind of an overview of the oversized pin from that line. And you can let me know, like, to me, this is probably not worth $25. I did buy it because I knew that I was going to be doing a little video for everyone, and in that sense, it's worth it for me because I want to share and I want to show fans what they're getting. But if I were, just buying this for a personal collection, $25 would be too much for me for this. And that pretty much goes for all of the oversized pins. I don't know how others feel, but often I see $19.99 for them, and to me, even though they're metal, it's just too much. Next, we are going to be opening up the Pokemon Cinema Scares wall art, and this was supposed to be metal, I believe. It's heavy, the box is heavy, and as you can read on the label there, I can't really make it a surprise. It is the Trevenant Forest Curse. I thought I'd get different ones, pin versus wall art, so let's open this up and see how it looks and whether or not any of you would like to use it in a room, as a decoration, something special you bring out for Halloween. Calyrex and Pumpkaboo kind of had a little accident, so they're repositioned. If anyone's wondering, these are from last year. So I don't think I featured them in any content. I meant to, but I forgot to. But let's open this up now and see what's inside and maybe how well packaged it is too. Look at that, lots of packing peanuts. Something's in there though. I can tell this is gonna be a messy video to clean up. All right, it's actually smaller than I thought. I'm like trying to get it all in frame here, stretching my arms out. But as you can see, it's not totally the size of the box there, it's smaller. All right, here we are. This is the metal wall art. I did use another figure box to prop it up, the Pokemon Mood Smeargle. Thank goodness I had that on hand, right? All in all, it looks, I don't know if you guys can see, this is like, there's a metal frame around it and you can see it's not solid, but it does give it like a 3D effect because the art is actually lower. And it looks really nice. I'm trying to give it to you from all angles so you can see its composition here. And it is definitely heavier than one of, well, I guess I haven't held one of the canvas wall arts for a while. I really did want that Sunflora from the Van Gogh one, but it was not to be. So let me know what you think of this. For me, I think it looks really great. I think it'll look great as a wall decoration. I don't know if you noticed here, I'll just turn it over one more time. But if you're hanging this in your room, it does have the 2 spaces for either hooks or nail, whatever you want, and then also rubber feet here so it doesn't go snug against the wall and maybe protects a little bit. So there is the hanging setup, and then the metal. I feel like the actual art is, yeah, it's on like a wooden board. It's difficult for the camera to focus, but I do believe it's on a wooden board here between the metal frame pieces. So that is wood, I believe. Ooh. One thing I do want to point out, it does look like there's a little bit of like, I don't know if it's the paint chipped or whatever here. And then I honestly can't tell if this is like part of the grain texture of the piece or if there might be small pieces here too, which is disappointing just because it is a $130 piece of merchandise. You know, obviously you kind of want to have it pristine when it gets to you and pristine when you're displaying it. But otherwise, I do think it'll look nice on the wall, and of course features the amazing Trevenant and even a Woobat up there. So I'm loving that. I love the art that it features. But again, I will say, you know, at 130, I think fans will kind of have to decide what that's worth to them. It is cool that it's, you know, within a metal frame and it's on wood. But it's definitely not a small price to pay for one of these. So I am curious about your thoughts on that. Next, we're gonna take a look at the Vic Lee collaboration, and it is the Pokemon Scary Stories Story of Phantump. So maybe I did try to coordinate this a little bit with the Trevenant art. And I would have to check, but I feel like most of the Scary Story stuff came out last year, and this was still in stock. I don't know. I would have to double check if it was a new edition, but I'm pretty sure it was from 2022. So I'll leave it at that. But if I find out more, I will add it in the video. Here we have the open product, and it looks absolutely adorable. It is a book, a sculpture of a book with that Phantump there in front. The art is really neat here. I don't know that I see any other Pokemon, but it definitely is art with a creepy vibe, and Phantump fits in very well there. If you're looking at the front here, there's a little cover featuring Gengar, and then nothing on the back. Top, nothing, and then on the bottom you do have, of course, copyright, but also little feet here, so that if you have it on a shelf or something, it gives it a little bit of stability and grip. So overall, super, super cute. This is $20, or was $20. And if this is $20, it's hard, for me, that's one of the reasons it's even harder to justify an oversized pin like this for $25 when this is so much cuter. Well, okay, maybe I just showed my cards there. Not cuter, that's not exactly what I meant to say, but a better value. However, yeah, I did have a little Freudian slip there, and I do think it's cuter. And I think that for $20 here, I don't, like for me, I think this does seem like something that would be worth $20 versus something that's even more expensive, but arguably has less presence, if you're putting on a shelf or something, or wearing it even, I just think that this is a better value. So that's just one thing that I want to highlight. But let me know if you guys liked any of the Scary Stories collaboration items with Vic Lee. I thought that they were really cool. And I actually didn't pick one up last year, so I'm happy to have gotten this one. And yeah, I think it's gonna look great next to the Forest's Curse featuring Trevenant there, and there also is a Phantump in that art as well. Last but not least, we're gonna take a look at one of the new Haunted Pokemon Village editions this year. I was really scared that they were not going to have any new figures for this line, and it is one of my favorite original Pokemon Center lines, and it is exclusive to the US, Canadian, and United Kingdom store. So I'm glad this is one of the series that I, think is one of the best from the Pokemon Center. So let's open it up. All right, so Mr. Mime's Funhouse is out of the box, and what do you think? I think it looks really good. I love, I love the crazy design that they did for this one. Obviously, you have a Spinda there looking, well, dizzy, and also kind of a spiral. It almost looks 3D in the video. I'm looking at the, screen here when I'm filming this. It is just flat though, but where Pikachu is, there is a little bit of a recess there. So I like the kind of 3D sculpting that they did there. I think that turned out nice. I'm hoping that when this really is the first time I'm looking at this, so I'm hoping when I turn this around and stuff, there's gonna be nothing broken, because I have had bad luck in the past with these Haunted Village figures. But yeah, just going around, you see a lot of different Pokemon: Murkrow, Houndour, Gulpin, Swalot, sorry. And then also art featured in like the window areas of the fun house there, and even some reflective crazy mirrors. And Mimikyu's face here, let's get a view of that. I wonder, would Mimikyu be able to like be fatal to itself if it looked at its true form in a mirror? I don't know. So you do have some cute details up top, obviously some spilled treats and moss growing over. Hopefully that's not like puke from people who got too dizzy. Some moss growing over there. I'm gonna have to assume that's what it is. And So yeah, I really liked this figure. I thought it was cute. I thought the idea was cool. And of course, Mr. Mime is one of my favorite Pokemon. So it just made sense to kind of get it. I'm not a huge fan of Mr. Mime though, or Galarian Mr. Mime. So sorry to that line. But anyway, one of my complaints about this series before has been that the windows and stuff here are just, you know, flat art. And it made it a little bit boring sometimes, but I think, honestly, on this figure, it's not too bad. You do have that big window in the back, but I think the fun mirrors are well done there with the reflective silver. Unfortunately, this is kind of not glued in there well, so I kind of just fixed it with my nail, but, you know, like, it's not perfect fit there, whatever shiny sticky sticker that they used. But on this figure, I think that there are a lot of Pokemon featured in the sculpture, which ultimately makes it look really nice. And I think the details also have been very well thought out to make it a piece that looks like there's action going on. So you guys can let me know what you think of this figure. I'll show you the bottom here too. It has some feet on it, but otherwise pretty plain. I have done Haunted Village unboxing in the past, so if you're curious about those figures, please do check it out. Because I don't know if this is my third or fourth one, but I'm almost ready to start my very own village. Very quickly, I want to talk about the packaging. This is actually the first time I've seen it in these type of styrofoam enclosures. Usually it's like more, I would call like this the soft styrofoam, which honestly, I feel like kind of makes sense. Like, I feel like it may offer better protection. Before, the Pokemon Center has always been using like the more stiff styrofoam that kind of like breaks off, and like the little dots that are you know, always stick to you with static force or whatever. So this is actually the first time I've seen a Haunted Village figure in one of these. Obviously nothing was broken, so I'm hoping that other fans didn't have any issues. I hadn't seen anything reported on any social media platforms, but I do think that actually this packaging may be a little bit better. So you can let me know. Hopefully you did have a good experience if you did buy one of these figures, but obviously no broken pieces. Like, as you can see off to the side here, like Murkrow's wings, that would be like a big thing that I'd be concerned about. And it might have even been a Murkrow actually that broke off one of my other Haunted Village figures. So I'm happy to see them changing, updating, revising the packaging there. That was our Halloween unboxing, so let me know what you thought and whether or not you had personally bought anything from the Halloween collection this year or actually any other previous years, and whether or not you'd like to see some prior lines come back, or maybe the Cinema Scares line continue in the future. I would be curious about what fans think. Another big thing is that we've been doing the hashtag FixThePokemonCenter campaign. What is that about? Primarily, there have been issues. This is not a new thing, unfortunately, but with the Van Gogh collaboration, we saw a lot of people miss out on merchandise because the links on the Pokemon Center often will go live before the Pokemon Center promotes the items. If you were looking at the homepage of the Pokemon Center when those items launched, unfortunately, there was a Van Gogh collaboration banner that did not link anywhere, so it just said coming soon. It wasn't active. However, the items had already gone up. They weren't listed under new releases. They weren't under anything else. So ultimately, a few fans did manage to buy stuff, and I'm really happy to hear that. But a lot of items were actually bought by scammers and bots. So ultimately, we would really love to see the Pokemon Center address these issues that allow bots and price gouging resellers to purchase items before actual fans can. And then of course, the Pokemon Center is currently limited only to the US, Canada, and United Kingdom, and we would love to see it expanded to Europe, to South America, Africa, Oceania, all those regions, or at least have the Pokemon Center work with local distributors and retailers to make sure that fans have a way to purchase goods, officially. So please help support that if you're interested in having a better shopping experience there. There's actually a lot more issues that exist, and you can read that in our article. So check it out. Thanks so much for watching. Please do like the video, subscribe, leave a comment if you want to support us, and just help the video get a little traction. Really appreciate it. And everyone, happy Halloween.